Robert went to his friend's house that was 1 kilometer away from his house. When he left his house, he started jogging toward his friend's house, and then he walked the rest of the way. He jogged twice as far. He jogged twice as far as he walked. How far did he walk? Write the answer in meters. So let's just take it step by step. Let's just think about first the distance that he jogged. So let's say that this right over here is the distance that he jogged. Now he walked half of this distance. So if you were to divide this distance in 2 and then take half of this, so this is the distance that he would have walked. So if this green is the total distance that he jogged, he then walked half of that. He then walked another half of that. And you see, based on how I drew it, so let me make it very clear, this green section, color changing is always difficult. This green section right over here is how far he jogged. That is jogged. And this white section is how far he walked. So that is how far he walked. Now, if you look at this, and knowing that this white section is half of this green section, you see that the total distance has essentially been divided into thirds, where he has jogged 2/3 of the distance. So the jogged is 2/3 of the distance. And then he walked 1/3 of the distance. He walked 1/3 of the distance. And this is consistent with what's written here, because 1/3 is half of 2/3, or 2/3 is twice as far as 1/3. Now, what is the total distance? Well, they tell us that it is 1 kilometer. So this total distance right over here is 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer. But then they want us to write the answer in meters. So instead of thinking in terms of kilometers, let's think in terms of meters. We know that the prefix kilo means 1,000. So this literally means 1,000 meters. This is 1,000 meters. So if you want to know how far did Robert walk, well, he walked 1,000. He walked 1/3 of the distance, and the total distance was 1,000 meters. So how far did he walk? He walked 1/3 of 1,000 meters. 1/3 of 1,000 meters. And so what's 1/3 of 1,000 meters? Well, there's a couple of ways that you could think about that. You could think of that as 1/3 times 1,000. 1/3 times 1,000, which would be equal to 1,000 thirds. 1,000 thirds. 1,000 thirds. If you have 1/3, or you have 1,000 thirds, that literally could be represented as 1,000 thirds, just like this. And this could also be viewed as 1,000 divided by 3. Or if you're trying to find 1/3 of 1,000, you could say, well, let me just divide this by 3, and that's going to be the distance. So let's divide 1,000 by 3. So if you have 1,000, and you were to divide by 3, 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. You subtract, you get a 1, bring down a 0. 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. You subtract, get a 1, bring down this last 0. And so 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. And you subtract, and you have 1 left over. So you could say, oh, well, this is 333 remainder 1. Or you could say this is 333 and 1 divided by 3 left over, or 333 and 1/3. So let me write that. This is equal to 333 and 1/3. So this is equal to 333 and 1/3 meters. So that's how far he walked in meters. If you were to keep, well, I'll just leave it at that.